Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're still feeling the pride of the inauguration of the ceremony of the Grand Egyptian Museum, the one of a kind in the world. And it wasn't just a national pride, but also it was a spectacular opening for the Grand Egyptian Museum. And to know more about it from my guest who's living here in Egypt, I would like to welcome Miss Emmy Plaschy, who's living here. How are you, first of all?
Hi, Shuruk. Thank you for the invitation. I'm very good. I'm so happy to be here in the open by the Nile with you.
Thank you so much. Well, of course, you've seen or attended or watched or heard about the gem. So how do you see this spectacular new era that's going to be engraved, of course, in the history of Egypt?
You know, I realized it's the first time in my life that I witnessed the opening of a museum. Because generally it's ceremonies that are more national, more private, only people from cultural sector attend. But I've been like racking my brain, and I think it's the first time for me to watch something on television that is a museum opening, and it really felt more like a Olympic Games opening ceremony.
So I think of course, the preparation was on a very high level, since His Excellency President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi also gave directive to speed up with the inauguration. I was there, lucky me, so I saw everything. Everyone was running around trying to get everything done by time, the conclusion. Lots of youth, which is more cheerful, and a very civilized image for Egypt, not just the big ones and the high ranks, but also lots of generations been there. So how do you see that?
I mean, it's in the press, lots of coverage has been about Egypt's gift to the world, and it's true. I mean, thank God now we have a place where we can see over 100,000 artifacts. We can see Tutankhamun's full tomb for the first time. I mean, it's great, but also I'm very happy that this is a gift for Egyptian people. And a way for them to unite around something and feel like an immense pride. When I watched the opening, I felt, I wish I were Egyptian. Like, it's so cool and so grand, and yes, I think immense pride and awe at the legacy that you have and the history.
And I think what's really spectacular about it, it combines modernity with the glow of the history and this massive, huge treasures that we still figuring out, and of course lots of hidden stories.
No, it's true. I mean, the design of the museum itself, it like mirrors the three pyramids, and also I found out not long ago that just like in Abu Simbel, twice a year for Ramses II coronation and birthday, the light will be like glowing on his face in the museum, just like in Abu Simbel, and I was like, wow, this is amazing engineering.
So have you ever spoke with your friends back home and asked them, did they watch? How did they feel? Are they asking you to come over?
As a person who works in communications, I found that they did a very good job, because it's not only about the event itself, but they managed to showcase the talent that Egypt has in terms of, you know, design, in terms of opera singing, in terms of dancing, in terms of jewelry, in terms of like violin playing as well. I was in admiration of everything that they managed to pull together in the span of like for a 2 or 3 hour event.
Yeah, you know what? I think, of course, conductor Nair Nagy did a great job. Everyone who participated, whether from the international musicians or from the Egyptian singers and musicians, of course, we were so honored also to see such young generation speaking out on stage. And you know, one of those, she's only 19 and she nailed it in both languages.
Yasmina,
yeah. So I think this also is an addition. I think we women, sometimes we just go deep with the details when it comes to the costumes, as you said, but really was amazing. See how the designers, how everyone contributed, unleashed all the imagination for such a grandiose ceremony.
Yeah. And you were mentioning the young generation, young people. I realized that over half of Egypt's population is under 25, so it's really important that they feel that they are part of this grand civilization. And I think our world and our society, unfortunately, our societies are fragmented. it's really hard for us to unite and to have a dialogue without everyone like going into the extremes. So I think an event like this and a place to meet, because the museum is not just a museum, they have coffees and galleries and places to sit, etc. It's great to have a place, you know, to feel like you belong somewhere and to exchange with other people.
Well, you mentioned something very important. This is like a cultural hub, let's say. It's the diversity inside. Even you have some activities for children. You can have some activities for the other generations. The food court,
Yes.
the jewelry shops, and everyone is like in a very high standard when it comes to communication. This is very important. Communication can come through music, can come through culture, can come through languages, but sometimes you don't have to speak the same language.
Exactly.
But it just the flow of this communicational process.
And this is the legacy of the pharaohs. I mean, we don't speak their language, or at least I don't read hieroglyphics. But what they communicated to us from thousands of years is still here. Like the hopes and the fears of society, we have the same. We want to live a meaningful life, and we want to, when we come to the end of our life, we want to be proud and have like family around us and be happy of what we have achieved. And this is sensibly the same that we are experiencing today.
So I think you'll be giving it a visit to the Grand Egyptian Museum very soon, because
I
you'll
can't
have
wait.
lots of questions back home about it. How did you feel the grandeur? And you'll be welcomed by the great majesty, His Highness Ramses II.
Exactly.
So I think this is another experience for you. Probably you've been to Louvre, been to different museums around the world, where I think also they had some pieces of Egyptian antiquities, but this is something different.
It's another scale, for sure. I've seen, of course, the Louvre, the British Museum, but and being in the country is something extra, and having the pyramids like nearby the museum, and being able to experience the different dynasties inside the same museum is great. This is not something you can generally feel or follow, that like the process in a museum. So this is really like a travel through time.
So I'll ask you something else. Since you've been staying here for a while, I guess you quite like it here with the diversity and the craziness of Cairo. And if you want to relax, you go to Fayoum, the White Desert, the Black Desert, the amazing Red Sea, snorkeling, diving. So I think whoever comes here will ask you, as an expatriate living here in Egypt, of course you are the reference. So I think you can tell a lot. You can have like a long vacation organized, being by the antiquities, being in historical places, ancient places. It's the diversity of the country. I think this is one of the most important attractions, and the weather.
You've reminded me of something I really wanted to say. Thank you. The museum is great and the pyramids are great, but I wish that especially tourists who come to Egypt see the museum and the pyramids as an entry point, as a portal to experience the rest of Egypt. And like when they see the artifacts, when they understand the story, I hope they really want to go out and explore, like the Abu Simbel temple, what's in Luxor, what's in Aswan, and also what's in the Mediterranean Sea, Port Said, Alexandria, and also the Red Sea, the Sinai. It's so diverse, and the very good thing here, I mean, what I've experienced is that it's a very safe place, first of all, and that's really important, especially as a woman.
Yeah.
And the second thing is Egyptians are very welcoming of foreigners. If you speak a broken Arabic, they will be so happy you're trying. If you speak English, they will be so happy to speak a few words of English with you. They will really try to help, and you cannot find this in many places in the world.
Well, I was just going to ask you about, since you've been here and up till now, till this moment, what did changes, the developments that you did witness in all levels, different sectors and different fields?
Well, I've witnessed the excitement leading towards the Grand Egyptian Museum. I've witnessed the French president also coming here, and it seems like something like Egypt is getting traction. There's also going to be a ball in the palace in Abdin very soon. Like there was the conference in Sharm el Sheikh. I mean, there are a lot of things happening in Egypt, and it really shows how the country is positioning itself and is really like showing its expertise, whether it's in tourism, of course this is from a long time ago, but even in museum curation, like they have a conservation center, they have like the latest technology, so they really like getting to the number one of the what's needed to show and preserve all the artifacts.
Well, Amy, I would like to thank you so much for your time. It
Thank
was
you.
an honor to speak with you.
Likewise.
And I'm sure you'll be our ambassador to your friends and back home. Thank you so much for
With
being
pleasure.
with me.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're still following up with our segment, so stay around for more.